There are nearly 5 million teachers in this country, and only 2% of them are black men. That's pretty sad considering a 2006 Colorado State University study shows that black male teachers not only tend to be firm disciplinarians, but also appear to enhance test scores among African American students, particularly boys. We're talking about the need for more black men to step up and teach with Omari Todd, an educator and senior vice president of the regional operations team of Teach for America. Also, Sean Larry Stevens, a teacher for D.C. Public Schools. Well, gents, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, so what is the fundamental issue here in terms of trying to get more black men to be teachers? Is it a byproduct of low graduation rates and dropouts, fewer black men going to college, as a result, not having enough people having a broad range of majors? Is that part of the problem here?
I think all those things you named are part of the problem. And when you look at 40% of the jails are filled with African-American males or black males, that's the problem that we're combating against, just even as we start talking about how do we recruit more teachers into the teaching profession.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that another issue is that even when you go to higher levels of learning, and those men who are super smart, their families don't want them to be educators because of the stigma that's attached with education and, the low pay and everything that comes along with being an educator.
I think when we look at what's happening today in the education reform movement, you have choices, you have options. And when we think about school choice and we think about different opportunities where, if you look to New Orleans, for example, when Katrina hit New Orleans, the community didn't just roll over. They decided that they wanted to create opportunities for teachers to come back to New Orleans, to recruit new teachers to New Orleans, and they have charter schools that are paying. They have administrators that are, making money so that they can actually have families and not just teach on the traditional track for 20 to 25 years.
Some folks have also started doing signing bonuses and things along those lines, trying to attract those folks as well.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I think so many great teachers are leaving the public school sector and moving into the charter school sector because they are offering those incentives and signing bonuses and huge pay for a teacher who has only maybe taught 1, 2, or 3 years, and that's attracting the teachers who really care about education, but also care about their kids and their families and their bank accounts.
Who is doing a great job of really cultivating the next generation of black male teachers? Any particular HBCU, any particular school district? Who out there is really doing something doing it in a smart way?
Well, in Teach for America, what we're doing is we're recruiting on the top 450 college campuses throughout the country. We're prioritizing 35 of the historically black colleges and universities. And this year, 5% of the applicants to Teach for America identified as black men. And that's compared to 2% of the national average of the number of black men in education. While I don't think we figured it out, I think we're on the right track, and there's still more work to do, and we're committed to doing that.
In terms of the classroom, are you seeing these men come in and staying, or also growing frustrated and then leaving? Because obviously you could get them in, but retention is also a critical issue.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that in my own experience, you do get frustrated. You're too busy being, a disciplinarian in the public school system more times than often, or you feel like you have the plight of the black man as an educator, to fill the void that a lot of these children come into our schools with, as being that father figure. I think that retention is a problem, and it's because of pay. You figure someone like myself, I went to a great college, I went to, a great grad school, and, I want money, to be quite honest, but I do care about education as well. I think that if educators went into the system and decided that even if they're not going to stay in the classroom, they decided to affect change in a positive way in education still, that I think that's what we need as well.
While I think there are barriers that exist, there's still lots of opportunities for black men in education that we don't even know about.
Right. Well, I'll tell you one thing, I do believe, and again, nothing against women, but there's a different role that men play, because I can tell you when I was in school, look, it was some tough sisters like Miss Crawford. I was in elementary school, but I remember when I was at William Holland in Houston and Mr. Brewer, cats didn't play with him. And again, there's an important role that men play in the classroom when it comes to that whole educational setting, whether it's discipline, whether it's dealing with folks with attitude, or it's keeping folks in check.
Right, absolutely. And, you know, I'm a math teacher, and I have to sometimes teach students how to balance, you know, one-step equations. At the same time, they're wondering how to tie a tie, and they're wondering, you know, how to respect women. I'm teaching them the correct vernacular that they should be using around, you know, young ladies. And it's difficult, but, you know, that's what we're there for. There are just some things that only black men can teach other black men. And so a lot of these students who are coming without fathers because the large disproportionate numbers of black men in prisons, you know, we have to fill that void. You know, it really is on us.
Well, look, we got to keep you guys in the system, because I'm seriously, I'd probably body check a kid. Yeah. I mean, you act a fool with me, it's like, oh, seriously? Okay, I'm just letting you know. I mean, I'm glad y'all do what y'all do, because I'd probably be in trouble and on TV with handcuffs. All right, Omari and Sean, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.